First and foremost, I'd like to start off by praising God and also giving a shout out to our sponsors. We would first like to thank the Ramirez family for being our biggest sponsor and helping us continue to give us the information, motivation, education that we need in our community. Next, we would like to thank SoCal Tattoo out of Tarzana, California. SoCal Tattoos, where all your tattoo needs will be met. Go out there and check them out and let them know AC sent you. And last but definitely not least, Rockstar Plumbing Company out of Chatsworth, California. You can reach them at 818-814-3044 for all your plumbing needs. And now, without further ado, let the show begin.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Dope Boy Tony. We back with another episode of What's the Word on the realest platform on YouTube, man. American Cholo. We back here, man. What's up?
Man,
We made it back another week. So I'm sure Alabama Mexicans happy.
super happy we made it back to work. Oh,
There's a bootleg fucking Alabama out there, bro.
I heard you was telling us there's a bootleg. He finally made it, huh?
Yeah. There's a when you get a bootleg, you know you made it, bro. When people are making knockoffs of you. So yeah, dude. I mean, take it off this time, Frank. What do you think about what's going on right now in the nation, bro?
Man, it's damn, it's a lot. It's a lot, right? It's heartbreaking. I think we've had a lot of these conversations here on this podcast of how we disagree with the direction that how the enforcement is being done, the persecution of certain individuals, obviously people that look like us, people that are brown, understanding that this conversation is a lot more nuanced than people want to have, right?
Right. And
it's seeing it firsthand. Being out there with everybody, being out there, and I guess I was sharing this information with you off air was for me, it's important to be out there so I can see what's happening firsthand, and I don't have the mass media and social media telling me what's going on, because I am a firm believer if people don't out there from us having these tinfoil hat conversations that we've been having here, I'm a firm believer that the stuff and the things that you're being shown are being manipulated on whatever side that you're on. And I saw it firsthand. I saw it being there. I saw peaceful protests. I saw individuals gathering and really exercising their First Amendment right to peaceful protest. And I saw how the media, the mass media, phrased that, and they framed it there in Santana where I'm at. I saw on the opposite side, I also saw social media go up and saying, hey, this is happening, that's happening, getting all these individuals riled up, while I'm standing at the same spot that the social media folks are saying that, you know, you have all hell broken loose. And that is not true, right? You have individuals who are sitting at home watching this situation, and they're thinking that the whole city's on fire,
right?
Which is not the case at all whatsoever. And I implore people not only to get involved, but I implore people to be witness. Go out there and be witness to what's happening in the history that's being made. But I want to echo a lot of the things that you've been saying here on this platform. Number one, we have to do it with the utmost respect, because I know a lot of you individuals like myself that grew up with immigrant parents and are from immigrant households. Our parents didn't teach us to break other people's things. Our parents taught us to lead a life of respect. They brought us to this country to do better, to be things that they could never be in their country, because they weren't afforded those opportunities. Because whether you want to accept it or not, other countries, it's the have and the have-nots. The United States was the last place where a lot of us could come to make a world, to make a difference in the lives that our families have and the families that we're going to have. And I say this wholeheartedly. I implore most of the people that I saw out there were young folks. And they were the ones tagging burnouts, being desmadrosos. Those are the individuals that I saw out there, obviously with this passion and fervor that they have. But other conversations that we've had on this platform is it's up to us as leaders of our community to show these young men and women how to go out there and exercise their voice, because all it is ignorance. They feel a certain way, they have no idea how to express it. And I see a lot of people give you, backlash on, hey, let's go out there and let's represent, but let's go out there and do it the right way. Let's go out there and do it the respectful way. Because at the end of the day, those are our communities. Those are the cities that we come from, that we have to live in. So why would we burn it down? Why would we loot? Why would we vandalize the places that we love? It doesn't make any sense. And most young people out there are looking for some type of guidance, and they're looking for us, right? Community members and community leaders to go out there and lead them the right way. I understand that there's a lot of passion and fervor right now that individuals are want to lash out. But like I keep saying it, I keep telling you, like, it's in my particular opinion, it's a psychological op. And you have the mass media and social media trying to pit each other against each other, right? They're trying to divide our house. I see the bots on social media. I see the bots on any of the people's lives. I see bots saying, hey, hit me up if you need fireworks. Hit me up if you need guns. Hit me up if you need C4. We should burn that. We should loot that. And that's a real faction that exists that people don't want to admit. On the mass media side, those individuals that didn't believe that fake news exists. This is living proof. You guys that are out there that probably thought this was a conspiracy theory, you're seeing it firsthand, because 99% of the protests are peaceful. But you do have that faction of individuals who mess it up for the rest of us. And that's the only thing that the media is going to show. And I think that's what you've been saying in podcasts like yourself and like us have been trying to say is, hey, let's go out there and lead it with respect, because it only takes one person to mess this up for everybody. And that's the narrative they're going to run with.
Oh yeah, like I got home last night and I turn on the news and I said, look, let me show you. Not even the news. I go on YouTube and I start flipping through the channels. And I always, my wife is the one, because my wife is, left winging, and she's not too political at all. But I've caught my wife crying, bro, watching videos of what's going on, right? And I show her. I said, this is the problem. I said, look what they're showing, and dude, it's giving them so much ammo. Everybody, I've heard, and these are big news guys, they have huge followings and huge numbers, and they're saying, look at them, they're savages. I mean, that's what they're using. Oh, look. Oh, they're trying to invade our country. They try to spin it where this is bigger than this. It goes back to what's going on in the Middle East. I'm like, damn, these fools they're just grabbing it. Oh, it's the Marxists, it's this, it's that. And it's the whole message is being drowned out by all this other stuff, where they're not listening and saying, no, dude, it's us not wanting people in our neighborhoods, people at our work sites just getting raided like they're drug dealers, like they're slanging kilos. Listen, we understand that there needs to be a process where you're going after people who broke the law, where you're going after real criminals, but they're treating everybody like criminals. And now, see, I never thought I'd see this. You got these guys just pulling up on people, running on. Come on, let's go. Yeah. And that's the thing. We have the microphone right now, but what you're seeing in the news, and that be left or right, you're seeing people going up to the National Guard and just screaming at them, your name's Gonzalez out there. And the Vato's just doing his job, bro. If you're so passionate, why don't you go ahead and crack one of these guys? Then that way you can go to jail. If you're just so much this, you want this guy to do the complete opposite of what he's doing, lose his job, possibly get court-martialed, but you're not willing to break the law. You want everybody else to break the law like that, but you're not willing to break the law. So it's like, come on, guys. We shouldn't be out there screaming at the cops. We shouldn't be out there screaming at the National Guard. If you want to scream at ICE, get your money, bro. That I understand, because they're there taking people. I get that. But when you got guys that are they're just standing there, we need that compassion. We need to break that pride and ego down and show them that we want to be part of the crew, homie. We want to be part of America. That's because what it comes down to is we want to be Americans. We want to be accepted into America. But unfortunately, it seems like a lot of people just want to make it into their own quote unquote revolution. And this is the same thing that happened during BLM. Everybody got pumped up. Okay, this is it. It doesn't work like that. That what you guys are doing is just it'll go up, and then if nobody, a few weeks, it goes back down to normal.
Yeah.
What do you got to say, Tony?
Damn, dog. I mean, you couldn't have said it any better, I think me and you kind of stand in the same exact spot. For me, more than anything, it's heartbreaking to see everything that's going on, bro. You know, politics to the side, bro. Like, this is not about red or blue. This is just, to me, it's a little inhumane. You know, they're like OG was saying, they're terrorizing communities, bro. They're terrorizing people that are just trying to make a living. You know, they're out there working, trying to raise their families, feed their families, and it's heartbreaking to see more than anything. Um, and I also, you know, for me, it's like seeing everything that's going on. The protest to me is beautiful. You know, when we do it peacefully, because we always talk about how we don't have a movement or we don't have something, you know, that we don't voice our opinion enough to, you know, get the same respect that other communities do. And seeing this, it's awesome because it's our people. They come together. We're showing how powerful we could really be, you know. But at the same time, the people that are out there are also still working for their own agendas. You know, like there's people out there protesting peacefully, and there's people out there just out there because they want to make this madre. You know, they're capitalizing off of this, and they're fucking just out there making a ruckus. And again, it's not everybody. You know, like you said, 99% of the people out there are peaceful. And I've seen some weird videos where it's like masked up white boys fucking throwing
Antifa.
yeah, throwing shit like fire, trying to start fires and shit like that. And it sucks, man. But I think I stand where, to be honest, it's awesome to see. It's heartwarming to see like how we can come together for our community, bro. Especially the ones that are the most vulnerable. You know,
It's definitely lit the fuse, bro.
Yeah.
And the people out there, you're absolutely right. The majority out there doing peacefully. Unfortunately, it's just like this. When we talk politics, a lot of times people don't listen. When we do it all the time, this is what we do. We talk politics, bro.
Yeah.
And it doesn't get any views because to them people it's boring, bro. I
Yeah.
get it, but it's really not boring, bro. This affects every aspect of your life, people. And that's
it's
what
boring until things like this happen,
Yeah,
and then you're just completely like oblivious to it. You know.
I think another thing, and we talk about it. I think right now isn't the time to be fighting with one another, bro. I get that all the time. Oh, you voted for this. Let me make this clear, bro. I didn't vote for this, and anybody who voted for that fool didn't vote for this, bro. We voted for closed borders. We voted for bringing inflation down. We voted for law and order. We voted to get LGBTQs out of the schools and all that. That's what we voted for, bro. And then I asked people, who'd you vote for? Well, I didn't vote, but then you got no say so then, bro, because at least I take a stance and I'll tell you this is my stance and this is the way I feel. But I'm also not going to be a guy who's just a cult follower and say, oh, well, he did this. No, it's not okay, bro. It's not okay by any means. But now isn't the time to sit here and go back and forth. Now is the time to, okay, so what do we do, bro? Do we just sit here and argue for the next 3 years again? Is that what we're doing? Because that's what we always seem to want to do.
And I think that's exactly their agenda. And I think the powers that be, the deep state, kind of going back to Tony, what he was saying, right? There's powers at be on both sides, on both extremes, that have a vested interest in this getting out of hand. And with all, obviously, with that being said, with that being said, you really see, like, you're seeing it in real time. And if we stay divided, the longer we're fighting and the longer we stay divided and the longer that we're at polar opposites, the longer it's going to take to come up with the actual solution. Because if you look at politics, you look first and foremost, you only have like not even a third of the population who votes. Everybody's kind of split down the middle. So you have as many Democrats as you have Republicans or conservatives or, liberals or whatever it is that you want to label yourself. I believe that you should vote and you should move in accordance to not only your moral compass and your moral values, but it's a injustice for all, where the decisions that I'm making is for the collective good of everybody, right? And the longer that we fight, the longer that we're prolonging these real conversations of coming together and actually making shit work.
Imagine this. I was thinking about this today because I get a lot of heat about telling people you need to wave the American flag and always, you don't understand this, that is cool. Listen, bro, I understand. I work with 90% Mexicanos, bro. Well, nowadays the framers are mostly Central Americans, but they'll tell you the same thing, bro. Like, ¿qué están haciendo esos güeyes? Like, they want to sit here. They know it themselves. Like, they're tripping, bro. Like, what they're doing isn't making any sense. It's not getting your point across. And to me, I kind of relate to this. Imagine you got fired at a job which you believe it's unlawful, and you're out there doing your own little protest because it's how they fired you. And then when the people go to see, okay, hey, what's going on over there? Oh, this guy got fired. And then you walk up and you're the guy protesting, and you're here at the owner. F you, you piece of this. F you. Oh, I would have fired this guy too. That's exactly what it does. But if you're sitting there and saying, listen, this guy's doing this guy, you're explaining to the people, then somebody's gonna hear you out. Right now, that's all being drowned out by people just screaming complete nonsense, complete just insults. That's not communication. What we're trying to do here is protest and communicate our issues. Hey guys, our issues are these. Our issues, you shouldn't be going after innocent people. Our issues, we voted for a closed border. We didn't vote. Like, these are issues. Lay them out on the table. And right now, I think it's being drowned out, bro. It really is. I mean, it right now, it's beautiful. I saw those people walking. That's a beautiful thing, bro. But then when they get in front of the mic or get in front of the camera and you got CNN, make yourself presentable with this is the message, people. Because right now, to the other side, there's no message. I emailed you a clip, Chris, and that way I want to show people what the echo chamber is, because I really believe that we are in a huge echo chamber, bro, especially in Los Angeles. Everybody thinks, no, we don't need nobody else. We don't need no other race. We don't need no allies. We don't. You're tripping.
I think the whole waving the flag stuff, like the Mexican flag, whether it's a Salvadorian flag, Honduran, Guatemalan, I don't think there's really too much of an issue with it. I think it's the fact that we're missing so many American flags. Like,
yeah, facts.
Like, because, I mean, come on. Like, me being Mexican American, I'm proud of my roots. But I'm also proud of being from this country, you know, like, and I'm never going to deny that. This country has brought me so many beautiful things. So I think what our people are missing is way more American flags out there, because at the end of the day, the ones out there protesting, most of them, we're all citizens, bro. This is Americans fighting against American government. You know, it's America on America, bro. And when it's out there and it's like, you see a lot of different flags, now it gives the media an easy way to portray something different, something negative. Because now the media sees all those flags and they think like.
Well, now that you have this up, though, this one is Saturday. We're gonna pull up on this one. March City Hall. If you can read that, Chris. The Mexican American Bar Association, right?
Yeah, the Mexican American Bar Association is marching Saturday, June 14th at 9 a.m. Meeting at MABA's office building. That's 1150 South Olive Street in Los Angeles. March to City Hall in support of the rule and law of the people of Los Angeles.
Yeah, we're gonna go there. I had a guy from Fresno hit me up and said, "Hey Gil, I'm gonna buy 1,000 American flags. Are you down?" I said, "Yeah, for sure." So I'm gonna get the flags and we'll go over there and let's see what happens, bro. Let's see if people hopefully will grab them and say, "Okay, let's do this," or we're gonna get that jackass gay. No, this is like, and that's what I'm hoping doesn't happen.
That's the most irritating part, is seeing any like disrespectful things happening to the American flag, because it makes no sense.
It makes absolutely no sense.
It's just ridiculous.
Just based on like rights, right? Like, you wouldn't have the opportunity to protest like that in almost any other country in the world.
Oh, no way.
You wouldn't be able to burn that country's flag. You wouldn't be able to disrespect it. You wouldn't be able to do the things that you're doing to the host nation where you live, right? I will never understand, biting the hand that feeds you and really burning the house that you live in. It doesn't make any sense.
On a gang sense, is you trying to join this big hood, bro, but you're disrespecting it. I mean, this is what it is. You're over here claiming your clique, which your clique I get is your flag, but that's your clique. The hood is America, bro.
And even if we're talking obviously in layman's terms and putting it into that analogy, I saw the podcast that you had with Droops and Bozo,
right?
And how they obviously talked about their experience being inside, and I think Droops was talking about being in the shoe and how there was common respect amongst all of them, and including obviously law enforcement.
Yes.
So if you know anything about him and you know anything about what he's talking about, those are the quote unquote worst of the worst, the most of the violent of the violent, right? The top of the top, the cream of the crop. And even amongst them, they have civil discourse and they have respect.
Yep.
I think at the end of the day, what we're really protesting for is for human dignity and most of all, respect.
Facts, bro. Facts. I mean, and those places where Droopy's been is the door opens, we're gonna try to kill each other, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But while we're here, we're gonna sit here and live, with respect, common courtesy, not disrespect one another, not say. And that's what we gotta do. We gotta go in here. We gotta go in here as adults. We can't go here as children. We can't go here as kids, all emotional, because that ain't politics, bro. Like I said, we got countries who've murdered each other, dropped bombs on each other. Now they're the biggest allies, bro. And we're here sitting here, acting like we need to fight back. This is our land, bro. There is no that war's over. This is our land, and the beauty of it is we can protest. We can say F the president. We can say F the mayor. We can say all that without worrying about somebody picking us up in the middle of the night and disappearing us, bro. And that's what makes this country great.
You can love your country, yet hold it accountable.
Yeah.
To the visions and values that it was founded on, right? I remember as a child saying the Pledge of Allegiance almost every single day. So everybody who's in school, I haven't been in school for a long time, so I'm not too sure if they still make the kids say the Pledge of Allegiance. I heard Santa Ana Unified yesterday talk about this very topic where they make the children say the Pledge of Allegiance every single day, right? And in that Pledge of Allegiance, you say, obviously, under God, indivisible, with justice and liberty
just for all.
For all. And that is exactly what we're fighting for as American citizens. We're fighting for justice and liberty for all, for the visions and values that this country was founded on. We believe in this country so much that we're holding it accountable to the promises that it made. And that's the reason why so many of us are here at this country. In my opinion, it's the greatest country in the world.
Absolutely.
Do we have issues? Absolutely.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
Doesn't, bro.
You want to look inwardly, look at your own family. I'm looking at my own family and be like, yes, of course, we're gonna bicker, we're gonna fight, we're gonna disagree, but at the end of the day, we're gonna love each other.
Do you think that somewhere along the line, the last, I don't know, 8 years, bro, that schools and a lot of progressive way of thinking has started making a generation of young men and women that, I don't want to say hate America, but have a lot of distaste and dislike for this country?
Man, I believe that a lot of the extreme viewpoints on both sides make people move further and further from the middle. I really believe I really believe. So I my bad. I said I really believe that to have a discourse, right? Like we need to come with more of a centrist mentality, because it's not going to be one side or the other side. We all have to make concessions. It's like work. If you've ever been part of a sports team, like not one person wins a championship. You have to depend on all of those guys.
Right.
You being in construction, you understand that you need your vendors, you need the framers and the concrete layers.
Bro.
You need everybody to work in unison, and not one person or one team is the star of the whole situation. And that's where we are, where we believe that especially in the social media generation, is we believe that our viewpoint is the only viewpoint, and it's I am right and you are wrong, and I will never sit there and concede, because it's an emotional response and you're not taking any logic into consideration. I guess I also want to say this. I want to say that this is the biggest moment for Latinos of our generation. How do we want to be represented? What is the message that we want to propagate out there into the world? How do we want the world to see us? And what are we really fighting about? What do we really want? And these are conversations that we've had on this platform multitude of times. Yeah. I've seen the messages. I've been up here speaking about having representation and getting organized, because we're not going to agree on everything. And that's the beauty of this country. Not everybody has to agree with every single viewpoint, but we have to treat each other with respect. We got to treat each other with dignity.
I want to let you hear this video. And when I show these videos and stuff, I'm showing people, I'm giving you an insight of what the other side thinks, bro. And that's what a lot of people don't get, because they want to get stuck in the echo chamber and we don't care. This guy, I think, said it perfectly. This is what the other side is seeing with the flags, okay? Let me play it for you guys.
Someone asked me if I support the protests that are going on in LA. I 100% do. Please keep going. Burn down your own backyard if you must. You know why? Because this right here is the greatest campaign ad that this side never had to pay for. Y'all motherfuckers out there in Los Angeles throwing a full-blown fucking tantrum. Like y'all just crawled out the Rio Grande, screaming death to America. In a country that gave you the fucking freedom to do that shit. You were born at Kaiser Permanente in Burbank. Stop it. You ain't El Chapo, you're Chris from Pasadena. You ain't cartel born. You were Target born with a Costco membership by age 5. Half you motherfuckers protesting ain't even Mexican. You're American with Mexican heritage. And a tattoo of the Virgin Mary you got on the face bender. Don't get it twisted. I respect the heritage. But flying a foreign flag while shitting on the country that gave you the fucking freedom to do it, that's not pride. You don't even go to fucking Mexico unless it's for spring break in Cancun with a passport you got from the U.S. government. And you won't go live there. Why? Because you like your DoorDash. Your 7-Elevens, your air conditioning, your freedom to scream dumb shit without a cartel rolling up on your motherfucking ass. And let's be honest, ain't nobody screaming death to Mexico while flying an American flag through Guadalajara. You know why? Because that's how you end up in a back alley, starring in Cartel TikTok Season 3. Meanwhile, the rest of America is sitting back watching you block freeways during rush hour, destroying businesses, wearing $300 fucking Jordans, screaming about injustice in the city with the most social programs and diversity hires in the fucking country. Y'all are the political version of throwing a Molotov cocktail at a fucking Prius because you're mad about gas prices. So listen, I'm not mad you're passionate. I'm mad you're dumb. And your dumbass behavior is helping the other side more than a Trump rally in Texas with free brisket. Every time y'all riot, loot, tearing up your own shit, you're just birthing another red voter. So yeah, I support the protest. Keep fucking going. Keep flying flags of countries you ain't got the fucking balls to move to. And shitting on the system that literally gives you the right to shit on it.
I mean,
It's powerful.
bro,
Yeah.
that's what the other side's doing with this, and he's telling you.
It's super powerful and super uncomfortable to listen to, because there's a lot of people out there that are very set in their beliefs, whether you're on the extreme right or the extreme left. On both sides, it's hard for the people on the extreme right to believe that 99% of the individuals out there are peacefully protesting, and that what you see on social media and what you see on the mass media is being sensationalized. But on the opposite side, to the extreme left, it's hard to accept that message because there is a lot of truth being said.
Yeah. And that's why I think a lot of people have issues because, like, again, like I said earlier, I have no issue with waving whatever flag your family's from. For me, it's Mexico. I'll wave that shit proudly. But when you're waving the flag and you're saying things about this country that are horrible, bro, that's when it looks bad. And it doesn't just look bad on you, it looks bad on all of us.
It kills the message,
It
bro.
kills the message. It really does.
There's some people in the comment section saying, "Oh, these guys wave the flag. This guy, the Confederate flag." That's a whole different conversation. We're not telling you when you're at home, when you're in your troca. We're not telling you not to wave it. We're telling you that during a protest that's saying you want people to stay in America and not get deported to Mexico specifically, you need to also wave the American flag, bro. Because
It's
that
got to be side by side.
Yeah, that's
Because that's what we're fighting for. We're fighting for our right. We're fighting for them to have their right here.
And to stay here.
again, we're all Americans and we're fighting against the American government. So I don't see why it shouldn't be included.
But I think the ego, bro, and that pride is.
Oh yeah, of course. There's a lot of ignorance out there, bro. And it's bro, my dad's an immigrant, and I could say that he's disappointed by some of the acts that people out there are doing, and they're Mexican Americans out there, not other immigrants out there doing it. And it's a bad look. You're waving the Mexican flag. Again, there's no issue with that. But when you're doing that while you're disrespecting the country, it's just such a bad look, and it sets us back, bro.
And this is another thing. Nobody wants to mess with you. Okay? People are calling out J-Lo and this actor and that actor. Imagine you're J-Lo's agent or press or whoever deals with her, and you're looking at this like, I'm not putting my name on this. No, bro. I could see the peaceful, but at the end, everybody just remembers the fight at the party, bro. So if you have gone to somebody's party 5 days in a row, and 5 days in a row it's been a fight and somebody burning something, guess what? I'm not going to that party. I don't want anything to do with it. I'm not signing my name on this thing, bro.
Yeah. I agree in part with what you just said,
Right.
but I also disagree because there is now the advent of social media where your words can't be misconstrued. You can go on there and really say it how you feel, right? And record a video of yourself, have somebody record it, especially if you're somebody like a J-Lo or somebody in that stratosphere, and a community that has been by your side and behind you time and time again. I understand you're not a immigration expert, you're not a law expert, you're a first and foremost, you should be a there with the people, at least a solidarity message and saying all the things that you said, because you specifically, for all those individuals out there, you get a lot of fucking hate.
Oh yeah.
You get a lot of hate for the views that you share on this platform, but you have sat there and you have said, you know, I don't agree with X, Y, and Z with the things that are happening right now. I stand in solidarity with my Latinos, right?
Absolutely.
And you have made that loud. You have used your platform to expose the things that are happening right now, and you still stand firm in your values and beliefs. Doesn't change who you are, but this is about human rights and human dignity.
Facts.
Hence why I disagree with that portion of what you just said, because yes, if you are eating off the community, even as misguided as some of these individuals may be, it is a responsibility for you to sit there and at least give a message of, hey, I'm with you guys, do it the right way, however you want to phrase that. But it is your responsibility, because you're going to come back and you're going to ask us, hey, to support other Latinos. Hey, come to my show, buy my merchandise, go see my movie. And those are the same people that when we needed leaders, we needed more people to step up, you were quiet. The silence is deafening.
I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. I'm kind of just using it as a way to teach people, like, you still need to get these people on your side. I mean, regardless, yeah, should they be saying? Yeah, but it would make it so much easier if you made a smoother transition for these people and not just come and attack them, because a lot of these people, they're on a whole different level. Some people, they're afraid to lose their money. Like I said, it's easy to stand in front of the guy and scream at the National Guard, you should not be here, you should pretty much come on our side. Well, he comes on our side, you know what, that guy's going to jail. He's going to federal prison for, you know, disobeying his orders, bro. So if that's the case, then why don't you go and fucking hit the guy and do what you, because you don't want to go to jail either. So it's the same thing with a lot of these stars. Should they be speaking up? Yeah, but I think they're also waiting for a good time, where it's something that they can say, okay, I can get behind this. And all you need is one, and then more will come and follow. And it's the same thing for the senators, for the congressmen. Right now, instead of having, you know, the chief police, the district attorney, all these people, the governors, the mayors, instead of the governors and mayors talking about, hey guys, this is what we need to do, this is what's going on, they're talking about riots, they're talking about guys stop doing this, they're talking about arrests. The conversation is right now more on that. It's just the you know, when the bad guy is doing his thing, he's gonna get the attention in class, bro. And that's what's going on, and we need to kind of try to shift. And I think we saw it right now in the protests in downtown LA. It seems like it's becoming you see more American flags in there. You see the wave kind of going that route, and I hope it does. We'll see on Saturday, bro. I hope that this thing really takes a turn and people start, you know, obviously educating the young and telling them, hey guys, this is the way it is. And hopefully some of those young guys aren't too much of knuckleheads and start acting a fool, because it's easy to hate, bro. It's hard to not be emotional, especially in what's going on right now. It's very hard not to be emotional, but we gotta think like adults and play chess, homie. Not go in here all fucking, this is that revolution. Fool, you're throwing rocks, fool. You're protesting, bro. You're protesting. I get it, and it's great. But throwing rocks ain't working. Lighting shit on fire ain't working. Stealing shoes ain't working. It's drowning out the great message of all the other people, the majority of people who are there that are doing the right thing.
Man, I was looking forward to come on the podcast today, because I really wanted to do my homework and my research. And by that was having conversations with other community members. I didn't want to be so arrogant to come in here and spew an opinion without having those heart-to-heart conversations with those individuals that are directly affected. So I'm not going to put their names out. I'm not going to mention you on the pod, but friends and family and business associates who are undocumented, who are here illegally, who I have personally reached out and have these conversations and I stand in solidarity with, wanted to get their opinion, because these are the people that we're fighting for. right? Quote unquote, at least from this perspective, a lot more nuanced than that. There's a lot more issues that we need to address. There's a lot more internal house cleaning that we have as a Latino community. But I wanted to get their perspective. I didn't want to talk to other American citizens. I wanted to talk to the people that actually were out there marching for. And some of the responses that I got back really shook me to my core, because to echo what you just said, I had older gentlemen, younger gentlemen mention the same thing. It's like, Frank, you had the opportunity and the absolute pleasure of being born here. You had the freedom of being born in the States. When I came from Mexico, I didn't have 2 pennies to rub together. Me crossing the desert and potentially putting my life in danger, I understood that dying, chasing a dream to take care of myself and my family was worth it. It was worth putting myself through all of that to be here. And I knew if I could get a little piece of that American dream, it didn't matter if they sent me back. I would find the way to come back and try to do it the right way until finally I could become an American citizen. Because we take the freedoms for granted that we are given here when you're born in the country. And what he mentioned, he echoed the same thing as Milton, as your pops. He's like, what you guys don't understand is you guys can go out there and protest. You guys can go out there and act a fool, but you're protected because you're an American citizen. Guess who has to deal with the ramifications of your actions? Guess who has to deal with all that blowback?
Yeah.
You get to come out. Yes, you get locked up. Yes, you'll be obviously unjustly profiled, and that's a whole separate topic, right? You'll be unjustly profiled, and if you had any skirmishes with the police, you understand how traumatizing that is. But you guys eventually will have a lawsuit. Eventually, will be able to come back. Me, I don't have that option. I don't have that luxury. And we implore you guys, yes, use your voice. Yes, speak up. But we came to this country so you can be better than us. We came to this country so you guys could actually do something. We didn't come to this country for you guys to destroy it. And that I really had to take a step back, because I really thought like, oh yeah, they were going to be all for it, all gun ho. Right. Let's get it done. Let's do it. And on the flip side, I had conversation with a lot of my conservative friends, and the same thing. Both of them, they sounded exactly the same.
That part.
And those two individuals never have met, will never meet. And that's the problem, is that we don't allow each other to have civil discourse, or to have a discussion, to have a conversation without our emotions getting in the way. Yeah. Without us calling each other names, cussing at each other, doing all that. I bet you work with individuals that you like, and you never talk about politics, because if you did, you'd probably feel some different type of way about them. But why? Why would you feel a different type of way of that individual that you've worked with next to for 10, 15 years and has been nothing but good to you, has put money in your pocket, has put you in a position to be successful? But because they feel a certain way, and you guys have never taken the time to really have that honest and heart-to-heart conversation, you want to now throw 15, 20 years of friendship away because they're obviously believing the hype, that you guys are both being polarized and being used by the mass media, by social media. It don't make no sense to me.
Yeah, I work construction, bro. 26 years in the game. 98% of people who I work with are not born in the United States. I'm not shy politically. Anybody knows me, I talk about what I talk about. I don't pull no punches, bro. And every single one of them throughout the years of the, even during the Biden administration, they were saying, why is this border open like that? What are these guys doing? They're burning the spot for us. And then I'll ask him, hey, ¿qué onda, compa? ¿No estabas en la marcha? No, esos pendejos que están haciendo, güey, nos están quemando el puente. That's exactly what they'll tell you, bro. Like, they're burning our spot, bro. They're making it hotter for us. And at the end, though, I think everybody kind of wants the same thing. Yesterday, we're taking all kind of phone calls and we get into arguments and everything. By the way, put the phone number up there, Chris, while you're at it, please. And everybody kind of wants the same thing. It's just the way we get it. I think I saw one of the guys right now saying they're repping their culture. Yeah, but this is not a culture repping party right now, bro. This is something that's political immigration that we're trying to assimilate to the United States. And that's what we're losing with doing other things. They're looking at it and say, look, they don't want to be Americans. Go back. They're doing that. Like I said earlier before we started, imagine a bunch of Middle Eastern guys talking about, Afghanistan. Ooh, and they're putting even Mexicanos and Latinos go be, váyanse para atrás, pendejos. Don't stay over here. We get upset at stuff like that.
Damn, that was fucking quick.
Damn,
Hotline. Oh, he's not. We can hear him. Hotline.
Yo,
Is this Mexican?
Who's this? Where you calling from?
man, yo,
He brought his white fucking voice first. Yo.
Is this a real one or the imposter?
Damn.
hey, there's a fake tacuache trying to sound like me, man. Block him.
Oh, what's up,
Block
Bama?
him.
What's up, Bama? Talk to us, man.
Hey, I got some positive shit to today. Like, this shit is getting out of control. First of all, let me give props to I got a new nickname for you, Frank. Today I'm gonna call you the real name. I don't got time to play with you.
Damn.
That's right. I appreciate you, G.
Hey, bro, you represent our people good, man. I wish we had more motherfuckers like you for real. And Doughboy, you're also a good motherfucker too, man. And I like
Appreciate you.
fucking and I also like fucking Mark Anthony. I miss that motherfucker too.
Hey, he'll be here next week. He said he'll be here next week.
Just for you.
Hey, buy him a vape, American Cholo. That fucker will be there for sure.
A vapor show, bro.
Hey, let me cook. Hey, your new nickname, Frank, is Dr. Martin Lupercio King, bro.
Damn, that's what I'm talking about.
Martin.
Not Martin.
Dr. Martin Luther King.
Dr. Martin Lupercio King, you represent us good, bro. That's a good nickname. Because you represent. I like it. Hey, speaking about all this American flag, and I get it, man. It doesn't really annoy me too much, and I feel like what we need to do, we need to stop talking about that in period, because they're taking people's parents away. Imagine like how those people feel. Do you think they give a fuck about hearing about anything like that? That's a small little detail. Like, imagine they snatched your dad and they sent him in a Greyhound to your country. You think you're gonna be worried about like a bunch of little details like that?
Yeah, but what you're not seeing, Bama, is how they're using that on the other side to feed their propaganda. Well, you got to stop them from using the propaganda. That's part of politics.
Check it out. Look how smart I am, right?
Yeah.
Like, imagine they break into somebody's house. We'll say like they break into a lot of American houses, right? And they take their dog, like their fucking dog, Chihuahua, Pitbull, whatever. They take their dog away and they ship it to China. Right? You know how many fucking American flags are going to be burned like the following day? And then you know what's going to happen? People are going to fucking understand those people more, because sometimes they consider dogs more than our colored people and shit. Period. Everywhere.
I don't agree with that one.
you don't.
No,
think,
I don't think that Americans are gonna start burning the flag because they took their dogs and sent them to China, bro. I did a research. That one felt kind of flat on me.
Look, in New York, they people walk their dogs. Sometimes the dogs get into dog fights, and go see the fucking passion those people have when something happens to their dogs. So over here we have people getting sent and pretty much they treat them like dogs, and they send them the fuck out of here. And people are like, well, they're fucking burning the flag. I mean, I don't give a fuck what they're burning.
See how you say that, but just imagine. See, people who want to sit there and say it's not about. Imagine if I go out there and I get a Mexican flag and I burn it, bro. Oh, I'll be on social media everywhere, bro. People will give me death threats. People want to kill me. You piece of shit. This and that. You got to understand and get out of the echo chamber that there's people that feel the exact same way towards the American flag. Yeah. They love that flag just as much as you love the Mexican flag, bro. They do.
Well, no, but I'm not even political. I don't care. I'm like in the middle. I got a balance and shit. I don't really get what I'm trying to get at is that there's people that treat dogs better than they treat us.
You're sucking this dog shit today, dude. Bama's sucking this dog shit today, bro.
And look, you see that guy that was standing on that Waymo car and
Yeah, the one that went viral.
Big flag.
Yes.
That motherfucker had a six pack. It almost looked like he got paid for that shit because his body was too nice to be doing that.
That's when we get an Abercrombie fucking thing. Imagine. Shit.
Hey, but hey, shit is getting out of control. But you know what? This is gonna go away, hopefully soon. And then, like, I can call you guys and just talk about sex and shit like that because I like.
That's cool. All right, Bama, you got 10 seconds, bro.
Hey,
You got 10 seconds, bro. 10 seconds.
Oh no! Hold on.
What?
You're gonna get some more.
You got 8 seconds now.
Well, hold on. I got no.
You got 6 seconds now.
Hey,
I'll get Bama out of here, Chris. All right, Bama. Thank you for the full comment. It is always a great opportunity to talk to you, Bama. Have fun with the dogs, buddy.
Hey,
Have fun with the dogs. He just destroyed 10 seconds, bro.
Bama, I seen you be a weenie when Bozo was here, fool. Next time Bozo's here, just joke around with the homie, dog. He's a good homie. He'll roast you back, fool.
Hey,
dog.
Tony was like, he's gonna get him. He's gonna get him. He said, Bama said, I don't want no smoke. Hotline. Hello. Yeah, who's this? Where you calling from?
You know it's not against the law to burn the American flag, right?
Of course not.
right.
Hey, listen, it's not against the law for me to see an old lady across the street and say, fuck you, bitch. It's not against the law, but does it make it right?
Yeah, that's the First Amendment right. And
that's fine, but still.
It was fought back in 1989. A white man was burning the American flag.
No problem.
Because he wanted to prove a point.
Okay, listen, I agree with you, but is it okay for your grandma to walk out of the Vallarta market and me say, hey, you old bitch? Is it illegal? No, but is it right? No, it's not right, bro. That's all I'm saying. Illegal. Okay, so but does it make it okay?
No, it's a morality thing.
Yes, thank you. Only because it's legal
sides.
doesn't make it right, bro. Just like these naked guys at these fucking where the kids are, they say, oh, it's legal. Well, it doesn't make it right.
I completely agree with.
Yeah, because just because it hurts your feelings doesn't mean it's going to hurt everybody else's feelings. You're talking about feelings now.
Okay.
You're not talking about rights.
Let me tell you something.
You're talking about feelings over rights.
No, let me know when you're ready for me to respond. You ready? Okay.
Go ahead, sir.
What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to school you, Vatos, on what the other side is thinking. I'm trying to school you guys on how you get their attention. Because what you're saying, you're talking about feelings. You know what they're going to tell you? Well, if your feelings too, they should have came here legally. That's what they're going to tell you, bro. That's what they're going to tell you. So, in other words, I'm trying to tell you, you want to have a conversation with these senators, with these congressmen, with these people, you need to come correct. It's like coming to court in shorts and chanclas and a tank top and say, I can legally do this. You think that judge is going to take you serious? You got to come correct. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Yeah.
That's it, bro.
I understand that.
That's it. And nothing else. I understand it. That's what I'm trying to convey. Nothing else, bro. I think we get too wrapped up into the code. I get it, bro. I get it. Okay. These people, when I say these, all the Latinos love our people, bro. That's why they're out there. That's why they're doing this. But you still have to come correct, because if not, they're not going to let you into the show to have that conversation, because right now the conversation is wrapped up in all this other BS. Come correct. You got to come in there where it's one less thing they can say about you. It's almost like there's usually a lot of African-American movies when they're the first baseball player, they're the first this or the first that, and they're telling you got to be perfect. Because any little thing you do, they're going to criticize. And that is what America on that side is doing right now. Any little thing you do, look at them, look at this, look at that, look at that. And when I'm saying this, I'm not nitpicking and trying to talk shit to you guys. I'm trying to tell you, fool, this is what they think. This is how they're doing it. So in other words, I'm here with a suit and tie, this and that. Judge is going to be like, damn, this fool came here professionally. So if we go this way and you see that picture of all these flags and this and that, they'll be like, damn, these guys really love this country. But right now we're too caught up in the emotion that this is my culture. I get it, bro, but you got to come correct. And that's all it is, bro. It's no argument with you and I or anybody else.
Yeah, we get that. But they're going to nitpick no matter what.
Yes,
the majority of these people that are, they're going to nitpick no matter what, because the majority of these people that are going to say, okay, these guys are, what, they're not really focused on the majority of that. You know what they're focused on is the real numbers. The real numbers have shown since 2020, this was put out by the U.S. Census, by the way.
the U.S. Census, the numbers of Hispanics have almost quadrupled.
Yeah.
And they're seeing these numbers. It's scaring them. Okay. And the way this government is going to appease this small population, which by the way, they're full of freaking guns. They're packed with guns. They're scared, right? They're armed to the teeth, right?
Yeah, we're
They're
listening.
scared of that. And that's one of the reasons why they love the fact that they're rounding up these brown people. Yeah, they're rounding up not just brown people, and that's what they're putting out in the media. There's Europeans, there's Koreans. I've seen black people. I've seen blacks from all over the world being deported. I've seen those on those pages, on the pages of the HI. What do you call it? The
Homeland Security?
U.S.
Yeah, Homeland Security, HSI.
Homeland Security. I've seen them all, but they put out these brown ones. But you have to understand, man, the majority, the fact that they're dealing and they're coming in and arresting these people at car washes.
No, it's BS, bro.
No, do they have?
That's what I'm saying. It's
bullshit.
Do they
BS.
have?
It's
bullshit.
BS. We all agree on that. It's bullshit. We're just trying to figure out a way to let the masses know it's not right. But we need to gain their sympathy. And I know people think that's hard. We don't need their sympathy. Yeah, we do, bro. Yeah, we do. You think that during the
But
civil?
why do they have to do this to appease the small population?
But there you go. It's not to appease. It's to get the sympathy of the United States, bro. It's to get one of these fucking hard, let's say senator who's really his heart is cold, and his wife look at him and say, "Hey, dude, that could be our daughter right there. That could be our son. That could be that one small moment that changes this senator and says, you know what? You're absolutely right. They need to see us more as human beings because a lot of them, they don't know us and they don't see us as that. I hate to break the news to you, bro. And it's not about appeasing nobody.
They have no heart.
Whatever it is. It's the same thing in the 60s, right? During the civil rights. If they're looking at African Americans as people who are just fighting, people who are going to jail. No, you need to go out there and show them these are real human beings. These are real Americans. They're part of our community. But right now we're divided amongst ourselves with this. So to them, it's like, no, we need to be able to be on their television screen where you got some real Alabama motherfucker looking at this shit. What the hell is going on with these motherfuckers today? What the hell? These people are all fucking American out. Let me see what they got to say. Is there a message? And there's a message. But if they just hear, Viva Mexico, Mexico, like, these son of a bitch go back to Mexico then. That's what happens. It gets drowned out, bro.
I'm not sure if they're there, if they're there in the protest, Cholo, but they're not saying Viva Mexico, dude.
I've seen many of them, but you know what? I'm gonna be there Saturday, bro.
They're not saying Viva. There has not been one chant. I've been there. My brother's been there. He got arrested, by the way. Not one chant, and there's tons of videos out there you can watch.
Yeah.
Not one of them have they been saying Viva Mexico.
I completely agree.
La migra, porquilla.
He got me, bro. So he's
whatever
gonna
they're
let
saying,
it go,
but
bro.
la migra afuera, whatever they're saying. But they're not saying Viva Mexico.
Chinga la migra.
Chinga la migra. Yeah, no, likewise,
Viva
bro.
migra. But they're not saying Viva Mexico, so don't.
I can if you really want, I can pull up a video, bro. I've been watching this thing from YouTube channels all week.
Pull it up.
All week,
Pull
bro.
it up. Pull it up.
Caller, I completely
Pull
agree.
it up, bro, and post it on your.
Why do I gotta
Instagram
post that, bro?
because everybody wants to
I can go to the right wing pages right now and I'll find it, bro.
Caller.
But that's not. Please do not spread stuff like that because
It's not
the
fake.
people that are out there are not doing that. They're saying, you know, la migra,
That's like, okay, I get it. Listen, no, I didn't say everybody. It's like saying how they have what's that African American Congress lady they have run and they put up back here. These are mostly peaceful protests and they're showing all the cars getting destroyed and all the fires going on.
Look, being there, caller, I want to echo what you just said, right? Because I do agree with you. I do agree that the majority, 99% of those individuals out there, I was out there frontlining where I'm from in Santana. And to your point, 100%, we're not out there being, breaking things and looting things and the things, how we're being represented in the mass media or on social media or the powers that be. But what I want you to understand is that they're going to take the very minimal instances that you do see that happening and they're going to sensationalize it.
Yeah.
They're going to spread that across the country and they'll be like, look at what they're doing. I saw it firsthand. I saw Channel 34. I saw these.
Do that.
100%. I completely agree with you.
I'm sorry,
1,000%. I completely agree with you. It's like it's okay. We're starting to see them churn the, obviously try to hijack the narrative. How do we take that back? And I guess that, I love that you're calling in with that passion and the fervor. It's coming to a solution. Yeah. It's like, how do we take that narrative back from these individuals who want to plague us and who want to paint us as these terrorists and these individuals that are burning our community, when you and I, who have been there, know that is not the case.
Hey, caller, appreciate you calling in and expressing your opinion, brother. Way, yeah, go ahead.
One more thing.
Yeah, shoot.
One more thing before I go, if you allow me to, please.
10 seconds.
So you're the compa that was just speaking earlier about talking about the 1%. It doesn't matter what they think; they're going to think that anyways, because the majority of people think that majority of people, especially the black and brown community, think that the white community is majority racist, and they're not. You know what I just saw yesterday and the day before? The majority of people are out there that are white. There's about 1/3 of the people that are out there are white, and they're fighting, and they're out there walking. They're out there walking for us, right. And they're waving American flags, upside down American flags, by the way. Some of them are waving Mexican flags, and there wasn't that many black people, by the way. So that's another thing we got to talk about.
Yeah, Chris.
The black people, the community. If you go online, they're not supporting this.
No, they're not.
Because they're not supporting this. And by the way, that's another topic we got to talk about, because the black community, we've always been there. The black community is not right there right now, and they're mocking the Hispanic community. They're saying they're going to stand back. This is not our war. This is not their fight. This is not nothing. But every race has always been there for them. And that's all I got to say.
All right, brother. Appreciate the call.
Appreciate you, big dog.
There you go.
I will say there's a lack of representation out there, but I wouldn't say there's none. I got homies out there.
Got a lot of
black community. Out there
for sure. For sure. What it is
to them. Appreciate
it's always the bad stuff gets highlighted, bro.
And it just goes back to what we were saying, right? About it being sensationalized and how you have those fringe on both sides, and you start seeing that being pushed and that narrative being pushed, and you're believing the shit.
Hotline.
Got through.
You actually got through, buddy. $1.99 a minute. Let's go.
What's happening, bro? This is Bruce from Northern California, man. I just wanted to say I'm a big fan of the show.
Thank you, Bruce.
I've been listening for a few years now, and I just wanted to kind of touch bases. I keep hearing this about the black community. I'm a black man myself.
That's right.
And I'm in full support of the movement. I disagree with what's going on right now, and I don't think it's fair to be picking up, housekeepers and people at the Home Depot. So whatever you guys are seeing online with these people talking about African Americans aren't supporting, that's bullshit.
That's right, homeboy.
That's just a bunch of random, they're in their feelings about the election, and I get that part, but moving forward, we're gonna have to express some solidarity, because in my mind, at some point, they're going to stop chasing after Mexicans and Latinos, and they're going to start coming after whoever's next.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
So, you can't sit on the sidelines under these kind of circumstances, because, I got to be honest, I've been working in manufacturing for about 17 years, brother. And I can tell you just from my own personal experience that these people, the right-wingers, they're just itching to take out a whole bunch of groups of people. They're very, very hostile. So,
some of them, for sure.
And, very antagonistic. And, I have my issues with Democrats, and, that's another thing. But all the Republican voters I've ever, come into contact with are very antagonistic, man. So I appreciate you guys doing the show. Just out of curiosity, what do you guys think would be a good solution to this entire situation?
My thing is, I think we should boycott for a week in October. When I say boycott, I mean nobody goes to work. No construction, no trucking, no services, no hotel, no airport, no nothing. So it can show not just America, but the world that what we mean to this country, bro. And we are the backbone of this country as far as work goes. And I would say, at the same time that we're doing that, while we're off that week, then we're walking and marching, hopefully in the millions, bro. Imagine if you see that number, there's no way they can sit there and look the other way. And I think right now what we're doing is great. It's sparking that, but we need something. At the end of the day, I know this about business people in America. They want to make money.
Mhm.
They want to make money.
Yeah, it's that.
So one of the supervisors at work, like, because they know how I had a bunch of guys calling me today. They're all white guys. What's up, good? You go to work today? Like, they hearing what I'm saying. And one said, no, nothing's gonna happen if you don't. I said, hey, bud, if I didn't come to work today with my crew, are you gonna get a phone call? He's like, oh, hell yeah. Now imagine if we don't come for a week. Now imagine if they don't show up to America for a week, bro.
That would change the mind for sure. Yeah.
Trump is gonna start getting some phone calls like, hey man, you're messing with our money. And then that's when we get the stage to say, this is what we want, bro. We agree with the closed border. We agree we're going after criminals, but these are not criminals. These are people who came here illegally. It's a big different thing. You're trying to make somebody who ran a red light into a straight murderer.
Yeah, for sure. Also, one thing I do think that kind of is my red line going forward, because this whole situation has turned into a chaotic mess, man.
Yes.
My red line going forward for any politician that I'm listening to, if they don't support immigration reform, then I'm not even going to listen to a word they're talking about, man.
And
we can't get these people. If we can't get these people, some papers to make them, legal, at least get them a pathway to being citizens, then I don't care what they're talking about. This is whatever they're saying is no to me. I don't want to hear it.
And the thing in October, that would be because the midterms are in November, bro. So that way you could see
midterms aren't until 2026. G.
Well, I mean, no, there's still elections every 2 years. No, even in representative stuff.
That's 2026.
No,
2026. Okay, so
2026 is the next. They'll have the House and the Senate up in 2026.
And then,
yeah.
This year they'll have a couple of elections,
Nothing
smaller
major.
ones in New Jersey and Virginia.
government.
That doesn't change anything. If you want, I agree with you.
Right.
Take a week off.
Take a week off. And to me, I'm open for any ideas, bro, because right now it's, I get what's going on. We're making noise with this and that, but we need to do something that really sends a message. And
Man, I'm going to keep it 100 with you, bro. If all of the Hispanics I work with right now decided to take a week off, that would shut this shit down so fast, bro.
no, I know this.
Everywhere.
I know that.
Everywhere.
If you go into my shop right now, man, there are literally 12 Mexicans and 8 Vietnamese dudes, and there's 2 Americans in that whole place. That place would shut the fuck down right now.
I believe it. And one brother.
Yeah, if you guys, if you do it, I'm right there with you.
That's right, my man. Hey, man, I appreciate you. I appreciate you calling from Northern California, my man.
All right.
One love.
Man.
That's right. Like, people can't afford to take days off. How many weeks, months did you take off during COVID?
Tons.
It's just people don't want to sacrifice, bro.
That would be a crazy, crazy message though for all of immigrants to just stop doing shit. It would send a huge message.
Yeah,
for sure.
That
Because bro, this country thrives off them.
what you just mentioned, it kind of echoes that movie, A Day Without a Mexican.
Yeah.
And how that would feel.
Hotline.
Yeah.
What's
What up, gentlemen?
What's going on with this?
What
Where
up,
you
big
calling from?
I'm from Bone Park, but I'm up north. I stay up north.
Okay, what's going on, my man? Talk to us.
Nothing but just fucking just listening to you guys' pod today. I mean, just it's just crazy to see all this shit, man. It's fucking wild, bro. It is wild to see people are acting with emotion, so instead of using their brain for a little bit. You know what I mean?
For sure. Sure.
It's I was born in Mexico. I was able to, get legalized and everything and shit. You know what I mean? But man, people should be thankful to live in this country, man. Instead of
Absolutely.
talking down upon this country. I mean, dude, this country gives us everything. It gives us a way of living, a way of fucking expression. You know what I mean? Everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And then for them to burn down a flag, bro, that people, even some of their family members have died for it. They don't think about that. You know what I mean? They're just acting with emotion. And then I was at that dude's bar fucking live earlier. That dude pisses me off, bro. Because
Who's that?
that Scar.
Oh, that guy. yeah. It's his revolution, bro.
He has like some stupid ass fucking thinking, you know?
Yeah. I mean, at least the guy's out there with. But yeah, what's he want?
Yeah, bro. But you're encouraging people to do stupid shit.
What was that?
You know?
We didn't hear you.
He's encouraging people to do stupid shit.
Yeah, I mean, but at the end, like I said, at least those guys are out there. They're igniting it. Do I agree with their whole thing? Not always, bro. But hopefully this will lead to bigger things and not just be like what happened, because this happened a few months ago and it didn't make so much of a spark, because I even told Chris, remember they did this a few months ago. Chris was like, they did? I said, yeah, they were out there protesting all that, but then after the cameras went away, it's gone.
It's for the gram.
It's for the gram, bro. Yeah,
bro. It's all for clicks and views, and and I understand. You know what I mean? He's got to get his little views or whatever, but.
Well,
what people are doing right now, it's not making us look good at all.
Yeah. I think there's a small minority that's making that look, and that they're just emphasizing on that, bro. But hey, my man, I appreciate the phone call, player. Stay safe out there.
Oh, you too.
Man, it's that narrative. It's kind of what he was mentioning, right? When we talk about, you see other pages or podcasts and other situations on social media call out these influencers, right? I guess just a conversation for our community is like really not just being a hostage of the moment. What are we doing now? What we're gonna do moving forward?
Hotline. Can you turn on your TV or whatever you got back there? 3, 2, 1. Okay, you made it. What's going on, caller? Talk to us.
How you doing, Gil?
Who's this? Where you calling from?
Oh, calling out of San Diego.
San Diego in the building. What's going on, my man? Talk to us. Give us your opinion on what's going on.
Yeah, man, I think there's all bullshit going on. But I just want to say, man, they talking about gang affiliation trying to deport everybody. Well, of course, the problem wasn't the KKK too. Then you want to do that?
No, facts. But unfortunately, they're from this country, so there ain't too much to deport them. But yeah, they politic, bro. They politic and say these are gang members, these are not. Absolutely. I mean, that's always been the case, but I think right now it's almost like we gotta look at the prize and the prizes, getting some type of legislation to change this, or even before that, just policy change. That's the prize, and I think what we gotta do is try not to get other different things that we can argue about, because that's what kind of happens, and they start. In other words, everybody starts going with other opinions of this or that, when we have to just stay in the opinion. Hey, is it okay to go after people who are just sitting there working? I think it's a no for the majority of people.
I hear you on that. I hear you on that, though. Yeah, but want to say, I got family in L.A., man. A lot of black people support this movement, too, though.
That's right, brother.
There's a bunch of people here talking about black people not doing this, though, but if you go out there...
we see it.
Just hear it on the internet and shit, but if you go out there and see, you see what's going on.
It's because the thing is, people highlight that, they put it on their social media. Look what this black guy said. I saw one last night, and some guy was saying that's their fight, and I went in there because people were trying to argue back and forth. I said one thing very simple. I said, listen, I respect his opinion because he could have his opinion, but we need allies. Like, because people are in there, F these guys, and like, nah, bro. Only because that guy feels that way doesn't stand for everybody else, man. But we appreciate you, my man.
Yeah, all right, dog. Okay, all right.
Hey.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
That's what a lot of people need to understand. Like, one person doesn't speak for everybody,
No, yeah, and especially one negative person.
And
bro.
it's just, that's what brings more division, bro. Then people start
hotline.
Shit.
CBD sellers, are you? What's that? Who's this? Where you calling from?
Hey, Listo from Weed Mouse, man.
Oh, Big Listo is back. What's up, Listo? You're going to the protest tomorrow, right?
I just came from it.
Oh, you came for today? Okay.
Right.
Oh, yeah, they shut it down at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, it's curfew 8 o'clock, man. I bumped out.
He's still like, I ain't trying to get arrested no more.
Hell no. I mean,
what's up, Listo?
That's not the point. That's not the point.
That's right. How was it, brother? Talk to us.
You know what, bro? It was cool. It was peaceful.
Nice.
Today, the fucking cops instigated some shit at the end. We marched around. We met back up in front of City Hall, and they tried to close us in. And they literally started pushing up on the crowd, man. And I was in my truck. Everybody that was in vehicles, we just stood in our vehicles. They blocked us in for a bit. They chased off the crowd, and then they just let us leave. But today, the cops kind of instigated, man. Nobody was doing anything crazy, bro. And that's real shit. I was there.
Yeah, I think they're just they're getting the playbook now from the mayor. I think the mayor is kind of saying this is already 6 days, and I think they're just over it, bro. But No, it's dope that you guys are going out there and representing. I mean, for surely. So I gotta respect that, homie. And like I was telling you yesterday when you were talking, I was like, yeah, you guys are definitely the spark that's bringing light to this. And I think we just gotta continue it and just take it to another level as far as organizing it and figuring out a real strategy to get heard, bro.
Yeah, no, yeah, for real, man. But I mean, we're getting heard, bro. Like, there's protests in other cities.
Oh no, yeah, it's huge all over.
Yeah. The message is getting across, man. But like I told you yesterday, bro, I disagree with a lot of your views, man, and I'm gonna disagree on what you said a little while ago, bro.
Right.
You said that we need to not wear, but
Wave.
have American flags for these people to see us as human. Bro, they're not gonna see us as humans just because we're not having American flags, bro. They will never see us as humans.
Yeah, but I'm not. You're thinking about certain individuals. I'm talking about the masses. When it's a picture and you're seeing this and you're seeing the overhead shot cameras, it's a PR thing, bro. At the end of the day, it's a PR thing. If people don't like you and they're not gonna buy your stuff, you need to appeal to them. And I know people don't like to hear it, but if you don't appeal to them, because do you really think that Trompito's up there saying, "Oh man, those guys are pro"? He's like, "It's not National Guard. Do this." Oh, see, that's why we're getting out of here. That fool's just banging right back, and it's like you want to sit there and just fight. Nah, you gotta approach it in a much more civil way, bro. That's all I'm saying.
And what I'm trying to say is that those are the same people you're trying to target, saying that we have American flags, they'll see us in a different way. Nah, they'll never see us like that, bro. What I'm trying to say is that to those people, we're not going to matter anyway. They're always going to find something to say about us because they don't like us, bro.
Yeah, there's some that, of course.
Here, we can be as assimilated as you want us to be, bro. They're still going to look at us as like we're fresh over the border.
Look at this, though. Right now, all the protests, where are they happening, the majority? In blue counties, blue states. Do you really think that...
My guy right there was just saying it was in Santa Ana yesterday.
Yes,
right?
Well, Santa Ana in that area is Mexican. I'm talking about like the majority is where Latinos are at, bro. So I get that you're saying, it's red, but
happening to us, bro.
no, I get. But do you think he really cares about people rioting in liberal counties and acting a fool? They don't care.
They want us to.
Yeah, that's what he wants, bro.
Yeah, bro, but the thing is, he doesn't care about us anyway.
Let me ask you this, Lisa. What's the end game then? You're out there, you're hearing people talk. What's the end game with people out there in the protests?
To get the message across, bro. To
who?
Maybe we can get
to the people that hate you? To the people that are never going to change?
Yeah, bro, because they're the ones doing it to us.
Well, if they're never going to change, they're going to hate you. How are they going to change it?
Yeah, they're gonna. But where I disagree with you with, bro, is that they're gonna hate us anyway, bro. They already hate us.
I'm saying. So how are they gonna change it?
They don't care if we're gonna have an American flag.
If they hate you and they don't do that,
you could be fifth generation here, not speak a lick of Spanish. English, have no connection to Mexico, and they're gonna look at you you belong in Mexico.
Let me tell you a story from my wife's side of the family, right? Okay. When my father-in-law moved to the United States I think he came here either the late 60s or the early 70s. He moved over here to North Hollywood. There was this white man and his wife. I think my wife calls him Old Man Charlie or something, right? Old Man Charlie was a racist SOB, bro. These fucking beaners, get off my lawn. Like my brother-in-laws who are a little older than me, they'll laugh. They'll see that fucking crazy racist bastard. Well, Old Man Charlie's house got on fire one year. The Mexican community in that neighborhood came and turned off Old Man Charlie's fire. True story. After that, they became the greatest of neighbors, bro. He saw, wait a minute, these are good people. But for all those years, Old Man Charlie was a racist, bigoted guy because he didn't know who these people were. So you can change people's minds of who you are and what you do, bro. But you gotta sacrifice, because could you imagine if my father-in-law and the rest of the Latinos or Mexicans who were living on that block would have seen Old Man Charlie house going on fire and say, fuck that old man? You would have never made that connection, bro. So I'm saying the way we make change is by changing the way people view us and the way we view them, bro. That's the only way we make change. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm not disagreeing with that, bro. Yeah, you could change some of them, but like I said, most of them are not going to change, bro, because no matter what, they're not going to see us as American, bro.
Yeah, and F those guys, bro.
No
F
matter
those
what,
guys.
no matter what, like, and it's the same people that you're trying to get to, bro.
No, I don't think so.
Like I said, because you could be fifth generation American citizen, bro. They're gonna look at you like you're fresh over the border. They're gonna look at you as a brown skinned man that don't belong here.
Isn't there Latinos that look at each other like that too?
Never here.
I mean, there is.
Huh?
I said there's Latinos that look at each other like that too. So,
No, there is.
But to me, it's like screw those guys.
That's what we're talking about right now.
Yeah, but to me, it's like screw those guys.
Gil,
Huh?
And here's my thing.
Yeah, shoot.
If they're so offended about Mexican flags, Guatemalan flags, then they should be just as offended as Confederate flags. They should be just as offended as a Nazi flag. You know, that's the country we went to war with, bro. That's the country where veterans of that war.
Old man Gene was his name. There you go. That's my wife. Old man Gene, bro.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Hey, my brother.
If they're not offended by the Nazi flag, if they're not offended by the Confederate flag, then, bro, they're just bigots, bro.
Yeah, no, there's some people that are just bigots, and screw those guys.
Yeah, that's a small population.
And that's what
too.
I mean, bro. It's the same people.
Hey, Listo,
People that are never gonna
appreciate the phone call, bro. I got a bunch of people out there calling, man. Thanks for doing what you're doing out there, bro. Shout out to Wilmas, carnal.
For sure, brother. Thank you.
That's right. Thank you, brother. Late. Yeah, it's just, I mean,
I don't know one American that's like patriotic who likes the fucking Nazi flag.
Nah.
Yeah, no.
I don't think I could name one person other than like the skinhead dudes that are part of like gangs and shit like that. And it's a small population.
And that don't make sense. Don't you know the Nazis were killing Americans?
Yeah.
But,
fuck. Oh, this guy's calling back in? Let him through, Chris. Let him through.
Bama?
Let him through, Chris.
I forgot something.
What'd you forget, Bama?
Hey, is Chris going to you to the march tomorrow on Saturday? You better take him.
Yeah, that's my brother right there, man. Yeah, Chris. Chris is driving us.
I'll be there.
He's our Uber driver over there, bro. That way he can drop me off, and then I'll be like, Chris, pick me up over here.
Yeah. Hey, American Cholo, I think you know what the problem is with you right now and all these people calling you?
Yeah.
You know what it is?
What's?
That you forget that this is a protest, man. It's not the Rose Parade. You think these motherfuckers are gonna be there walking around really happy and shit?
Have you seen the protests during the civil rights? Go back.
No way.
Go back and look at some film. Go back and look at the strategy.
Oh, the movie. The movie.
No, the documentaries. Go back and look at it, bro. And they had every right to hate this country. Every right to hate this country. But you know what? That's just not the way you heal, and that's not the way you make allies, bro. If that's the case, let's just keep fighting. Fuck their side. They're gonna say fuck our side, and let's keep doing what we're doing.
I guess to that point.
Hold on, let Frankie cook.
Bama, let me cook, man. Come on, man.
Let Martin cook, fool.
Let Martin cook, man.
Martin, do your thing, man.
So if you look at to the example that Gil just put, right? If you look at the civil rights movement and what's happening in the 50s and the 60s, now, like, you can look back and you can see a lot of people who are on the wrong side of history. Yes, that was common practice, 100%. But now you have a lot of individuals who participated. You have a lot of people who were raised that way who are embarrassed that they happen to participate in those ignorant things. So I feel that it might not happen in our lifetime, might not happen right now, but eventually you're going to see individuals saying, hey, those people are on the right side of history.
Right.
And doing it in grace.
I get
Yeah.
I get it. Listen, I'm in the middle. You know how many white coochies I've ate? I love everybody.
Get him out of here, dude. Get it. Bye, Bama. Bye, Bama. Bye, Bama. Bye, Bama. Oh, jeez, bro. Oh, jeez. Where did you find that guy, Chris? Where did you find that guy, bro?
Dog.
No chingas, way.
I get what he's saying though, and again, that's why I say, like, to me, everything that's happening now, I'm kind of like it gives you pride, dog. Like I'm happy to see it, fool, because our people are coming together and they're trying to make a statement.
Hotline.
There are ways to do things, you know.
Yeah, but what's the deal? Hotline.
What's up, Kimo? You better today, Kimo? It sounded like you had a couple shots last night, bro.
Mic check, being done with the raza, stay in the casa, get your head out the masa. Know what I mean? Time for the lead, down for the bean.
What's up,
Don't
King?
boy, you gotta put me on one of the records, carnal.
Hey, that's it. Auditioning, folks.
Collab with
we gotta make
Chemo.
something ASAP.
Oh shit!
Hey,
What's
ya
going on,
sabes, mic drop. Now, hey, you know what, homeboy? Sabes que all the raza, man, needs to decide on what they really want to do, man, because some of this highlight psyops, man. You can tell,
Right.
plain and simple.
Right.
And all I'm saying is, man, you know what, man, Cali, stand up, you know, much respect, but some of the things that people are doing, man, is not for the greater good of the community, man. I mean, we all got Mexicans, we all got Latinos, we all got, you know, Guatemaltecos, Salvatruchas, Hondureños, Puerto Ricans, you name it, that are still trying to make it over here, man. You know what I'm saying? So if you look at it at a broader perspective, man, you got to stay on the positive, not on the negative, because you know, at the end of the day, you know, all the governors, all the city officials, they're already saying, man, they're gonna lock you up, you're gonna go to jail, and that's just gonna be another tag on your record, man.
Yeah, for
plain and
sure.
simple.
For sure. So what's up, Kimo? You got a lot of protests over in Texas or no?
Everybody's trying to get on the protest. I don't know if you're familiar with the Day of the King.
Yeah.
Protests like that.
That's what Saturday. Yeah, Saturday we're gonna go to the city hall and some other places. That's the one that the guy said he's gonna donate a grip of American flag. We're gonna go out there and pass them out and hopefully, you know, make it look a little more even.
Yeah, so this is the plan that everybody wants to do. Like a lot of major cities, I think from all the way from down south, all the way to East Texas, Northeast Texas. I think that's what they're gonna try to plan for Saturday before Father's Day, which I kind of think is kind of like crazy because, man, you don't even know what's the agenda. You know what I'm saying? Because you got people dropping out pallets of bricks. You got people already setting up shop, like, you know, already planning it. But that's the main agenda that they're gonna protest because remember Donald Trump said, "I'm the king." Remember when he made? I don't know if you've seen the Twitter post.
No, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, he made something like a similarity of you know, I'm the king. They voted for the king. They can't take the king. Something like that.
Some stupid shit.
Yeah, something similar. Yeah, he made a statement, something similar, like, you know, I'm the king. You know,
I'm the king.
because
You know, there is none higher.
Yeah. Hey, we need a verse from you, Gil. We need a verse from you, Gil. We need a verse from you. Know what? We're just gonna do a verse, carnal, and the money, the proceeds, gonna go to donations. You know what I'm saying? To the cholos for the raza. You know what I'm saying? Association. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
These fools only donate like $2, fool. There's not gonna be that much fucking cholo for the raza over on the podcast.
Hey, we can't even get the hilo for the shirt.
Yeah, we can't even get a $2 super chat over here, fool. Let alone fucking money for the cholos, fool.
Hey, but you got a cash out though, carnal?
Yeah, we do. It's American Cholo. I gotta start putting him at the bottom over here, bro. But yeah, it's American Cholo is a cash app as well. Everything's American Cholo.
Carnal, como quiera ya sabes, pero yeah, man, I think everybody's gonna get ready for Saturday. It's gonna be the Day of the King, and everybody's gonna protest. This is what everybody's saying. I think I'll send it to you on the chat on the burner. But they're saying that the Day of the King is. Chale, huela fría, carnal, huela fría. You know how I do it, carnal. But the Day of the King, that's gonna be the protest to go against Trump. And because they're saying that there's no such thing as a king trying to.
Yeah, no, listen, I'm down with it, bro. I'm down with it. I'm going. Like I said, I'm not no cult follower, bro. It's and that's the beauty of America.
Hey, check this out. Even at work, they left early because they're scared of the protest.
No, I had some guy call me. A general contractor called me, and he was asking me about, hey, Gil, what's up? He knows I have a YouTube channel, right? And then he's like, hey, dude, my drywall guys haven't showed up this whole week. He's like, because they have to drive through downtown LA, and they're like, they don't want to get caught up with no ice, they don't want to get caught up with no beef. He's like, the maid hasn't came over here either because they're saying they're going through the metro. So there's a lot of people who are starting to stay home already, and I don't blame them, bro.
There's a restaurant where I live at.
Yeah.
It's like fucking dead empty.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
Hey, but what was I gonna say? So when you were interviewing the ranger, you let me find out, boy, you're in the low key protesting.
Oh, don't even trip, bro. Don't even trip. No, the ranger's the boy. The one I'm really looking forward to is having Chad Bianco coming in here. He'll be here in a couple weeks, bro. It's perfect time to talk.
And you're
to
still gonna do the one with the sheriff?
Yeah. Chad Bianco. He's gonna be here in about 2 weeks.
Oh, it's for sure. It's gonna happen.
100%, bro. It's already confirmed.
Hey, yeah, carnal. Hey, well, y'all have a good one, man. Happy Father's Day.
That's right,
boy. Hey, homie. Hey, hold it down.
Don't find
Man,
yourself
God
in the
bless y'all,
county
man.
jail on Father's Day, bro, at the protest,
Hey,
homie.
God bless you.
Knocking
Hey,
about.
Hey,
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 fucking keep
I'm gonna be rapping
Yo soy el rey, güey.
Hey, Gil, I'm gonna be rapping collect call.
Yeah.
Bought me out. Bought me out.
All right, Kilo, late.
Lay.
We got a super chat up there, Chris. Somebody finally give me $5 fool. There you go,
Hell
bro.
yeah.
I can buy me a tall boy on the way home. Life and Nache, $5 super chat. It's not easy being Gil. No,
hell no, it ain't easy being the OG. man.
it's not being easy being me, bro. Damn,
Not at all.
I get right now. I'm getting shots from everywhere. Oh, you a sellout? Now you're just like, no, bro. Like, come on.
Everybody blaming
Hotline.
and shit.
Hey, hey, man. Why'd you tell me that transsexuals are black, man?
The bootleg.
Hey,
The bootleg.
hey, man.
This is
Hey,
the
man.
team.
Hold on, man. Wait. Hold on. Where's the Mark Anthony at, man?
Hey, Bama, look at it. It's the bootleg Bama, bro. The bootleg
Imposters
Bama
here.
from Central Cal, I think.
Hey, man. Hey, man. I was eating some. You know how much white pussy, girl? I be?
Here, Chris, get this guy.
Hey, man.
Let me find out that philosopher
Oh,
fool.
Alabama really made it a
Hey, he said
problem.
he was gonna call in today. It might have been
Yeah,
him.
Bama being it, bro. No, that's the guy. That's the guy. And,
He called in yesterday.
and Boo Boo was like, that wasn't really Bama. I said, Boo Boo, you look pretty, Boo Boo. Just say it. Boo Boo's our hot blonde, but he's our hot Mexican, bro. Boo Boo's our hot Mexican, bro. Oh, God. Hotline.
Doing, man? How you doing, brother?
What's going on? Tell you, who's this? Where you caught it from?
What's up, Joe?
You're broken up right real quick. Then Chris cut you off. Cut off?
Never cut off my
He's
rabbits.
probably going through the tunnel right now.
No, you can hear me?
I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, well, that's what I wanted to say. I think over here in New York, I think it's been hijacked by Antifa. And your caller yesterday, I watched the show yesterday.
Yes.
You missed a good. This guy said something to you, and I think and usually stuff don't go over your head, but this one went right over your head. He said something about the universities. See, over here in the Northeast, we have a lot of Ivy League. This is where all the Ivy League schools is at. So they always protesting Trump in Manhattan. So I don't think it's real over here because if it was popping like that, it'll be in Brooklyn, it'll be in Bronx, it'll be in Queens. It's Manhattan. Manhattan, they'll protest about the butterflies is turning purple. Like, so. So
You're
like.
right.
Yeah, so like what's going on? My son went out there. He was out there yesterday. So, I asked him to pay attention to the flag, see who out there, look at racial demographics and all. He said, man, it's a bunch of white people out there. He said he probably seen about 4 or 5 Mexican flags, and one of the Mexican girls got arrested. Now, he did say they arrested her for no damn reason. He said he seen, but these are the same people that was the Elon Musk, no Doge. Listen, I think y'all stuff going on in Los Angeles is organic. Over here in New York, hell no, it's not. Listen, this has been hijacked already. It ain't been a week. It's been hijacked over here. That No Kings movement, that's some white, far left liberal stuff. And I'm not going to tell you people to go out there and that's not my place to say that. But I'm just letting you know from what I see, because you understand, Murray, like you watch a lot of right-wing stuff. What did Trump do? He took funding from all of these Ivy League schools.
Oh yeah, he took it. Yeah, for sure.
Yes, and if you're from New York, Jersey, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, you know about that stuff. Even if you don't attend these schools, you know because it's over here. Like so, these are a bunch of Antifa. These are a bunch of Antifa white liberals. If you go look at the people getting arrested, look at the color of these people's face. These are my son's like, there's a bunch of white people out there. That's the same white people that protest Elon Musk. They're just going under the immigration, and it's that Hamas crowd. It's that Hamas. I've seen the most flags I've seen out there. Wasn't no American flag. Wasn't no Mexican flag. It wasn't. He said, "Yo, you seen them? You know how them Palestine flags."
Yeah, and I see that. That's crazy.
So, because over here it's not organic. It's a Palestine. It's a Palestine. What you would call it now? New York City. If it's spread to other boroughs like Brooklyn, if it's spread over here, then I know it's real. Now, from the sentiments I get, the people here is like
they're kind of up in the air. They kind of like they just going to work. They like long as the madness don't really come to wherever burrow they in. So I think particularly, I'm only speaking from right here. It's been hijacked. Like I can't say what's going on in Los Angeles and nothing like that. But over here, it's a bunch of. They got a bunch of.
Here you can see it when they're all, you can see them when they're dressed up. They're all in black. They got everything covered. They got gloves. They got face masks. They got everything. Where it shows, they almost look like the opposite of the cops in riot uniform. And those guys are usually the guys that want to sit there and just antagonize and make a whole desmadre.
Oh, it's another thing I want to say. So, because you got other callers, I got to get
Yeah, for sure.
Because my son was out there, so he was telling me. He said again over here, like see, like a lot of times, okay, in America, like over here, we got a lot of different Muslims. So if you from over here, you like I know what an Arab look like because we around them. You know what I'm saying? Like those who like have all our corner stores and stuff, most of them. So we know what they look like. My son said, I asked him, see how many Mexican flags, American flags, Hamas flags. He said thousands of Hamas flags.
Shit.
He said out of 4 Mexican flags, he said it was an Arab dude with his face covered, not all the way covered, holding a Mexican flag. He said, man, that was an Arab dude who, I said, I told my son he probably was a damn terrorist, man. That's the one thing I hate about living out in New York. Yeah, so what I'm saying is over here in New York has been hijacked. I think it's fake over here. That's my honest opinion. Now, I called the show. I talked to the gentleman to your left and your right one time, and this don't have nothing to do with black people, but like, and you bring up the civil rights movement. I told them this before. When the civil rights, cause see, like I'm 42, my grandfather's still alive, and a lot of us, our grandparents was little kids when that was going on. So like some stories in our household, our intimate household. Especially on the East Coast and down south. Them blacks on the West Coast, they're kind of different than the rest of the blacks, and they really are. And that's no disrespect. But what I'm saying is, we wasn't fighting for jobs. Like we wasn't fighting like, please, man, let me keep my job. We was fighting for just dignity. We was fed up. Yeah. We were just fighting for our dignity. When we had jobs, we had school. Like my grandfather told me, like when you pay your tax dollars go. So we were paying taxes, but our schools was dilapidated. I can't say that was dilapidated, and we just said no. And what? Yeah, dilapidated. So we just was like, we had 2 sides. We had the Malcolm X crowd. It was like, yo, these white people act stupid. Yo, we're gonna stick them in the dirt.
Right.
And then you had the Martin Luther King crowd. So we did have, but it was to the point where like, listen, we can't keep working. We can't keep being like less than human for a country that. Listen, we fought for in Civil War, you know. And let me tell you something. You know the polio vaccine. The polio vaccine. Her name is Henrietta Lacks. So anybody who hate a black person, no, if you got the polio vaccine, it's a black woman DNA in your body. Henrietta, she's from Virginia. You know that came from her. So it was so much stuff we contributed to this country. Our civil rights movement was like, you know what? Listen, y'all just gonna have to kill us all. Like, just get it out the way. Some of us gonna fight back. Some of us gonna hold that Bible and pray to white Jesus. I'm glad a lot of my people believe in Jesus, but just not that white one no more. So that's where it was. Now, as far as what's going on with your people, listen, and I'm glad you, American Controller, you don't just look at California. You try to gauge what's going on in the rest of the country. Every single week, every single day this is going up, don't you know the polls is favoring Trump more? Since this going on,
it's insane.
This is every single day. Because I'm like you, I watch all the right wing, left wing.
Right.
I could take when they say something crazy about my people. My emotions don't get in. If it's true, in my mind, I say it's true. If it's fake, I say they lying. But every single day since these protests, listen, Trump has been gaining in the polls, which shows me the rest of America collectively don't like this shit. They don't like that. People wait. You can wear whatever flag you want. Like I don't care. But I'm just telling you. So if you're in California, you thinking, nah, the rest of America don't like that. So if you see, and then that guy said the king. Listen, that's a hijacked liberal Hamas, and they run it behind immigration. And in my opinion, I think Trump is going to eventually enact the 1807 Insurrection Act. He's done it before. Like, I mean, not him, but the American people look that up. They will enact the 1807 Insurrection Act. They will do that. So I think if this keep going on, letting these white liberals and these Hamas, because over here we got these Ivy League schools hijack you guys' movement.
You got 10 seconds.
Insurrection act. And that's it, bro. I appreciate the show. I'm gonna fall back, keep listening.
That's right, brother. Appreciate you, man. You know what I love? New York has some of the best accents, bro.
Oh, smooth. So smooth.
Yeah, when I was out there, it's smooth.
We got a super chat up there.
Well, we got this one first.
Oh, Joey Knuckles sent 5 American Show gift memberships. Appreciate that. Hope people like that.
Gifted.
And then we've got a super chat. Milton Ortiz, 1999. Great pot. Appreciate you, Milton.
That's right.
I appreciate your peeps. You got one in there? Hotline.
Hey, what's up, man?
All right. Who's this? Where you calling from?
Downey, California.
Okay, what's going on, my brother? Talk to us.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you heard, but we had an actual rage here in Downey at a church.
I saw it at in the parking lot, right? I saw some lady screaming at them saying this is private property. Did they chase somebody in there? Was it somebody from the church? Do you know?
No, I don't know. But I do know that they were at the church and they were at a car wash as well too.
Yeah, no,
but,
it's nuts, bro. Go ahead.
Thank you. No, I just want to let everybody else know that this isn't nothing new. You know what I mean? If you type in 1930s, immigration rate, stuff like that, you'll see it since the 30s. It's nothing new. It's a cat and mouse game that both sides are playing, and they really are playing both sides. Because if they really wanted to protect people, they would have passed. Either side would have passed.
Agreed. Facts.
But but I'm gonna go back to one of your callers said about the demographic numbers. Even though they've been, do you know that the United States used to be 90% white?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Back in the 50s.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course, right? It's down to 55%, and just show those numbers because people are starting to see those numbers because it's on, not only social media, but it's actual fact, based by real facts collected by the census and the federal government and everything. They're down to 55%. They're getting scared. The Hispanic population in Los Angeles County is like 60%. They're taking over Compton, Watts, South Central.
Yeah, California.
Even Inglewood's already majority Hispanic.
Yeah, the majority. The majority of California is it's about 45%.
Yeah.
Which is huge.
Yeah. I would say about half. It would say about half.
Right.
But when you talk about the LA County is like 60% Hispanic.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's just the start of it because LA County. I'm not sure. Have you seen the numbers of LA County when they talk about not just population in comparison to like 30 different states, and then when you talk about the income difference between any other states in between difference of other 30 different states, it's like majority just LA County. It's like 30 million, almost 40 million people live in LA County. You know what I mean? It's like
we got more people in LA County than a lot of red states just in period have. But you got about 10 more seconds.
30 different states. No, that's what I say.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
Hey, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you tapping in with us.
But going back to what the homie from New York was saying, I've seen posters and I've seen it on social media. I haven't seen one directly, but it's being funded by one of the heirs to the Walmart throne. And the sister of one of the...
What's that, the King's thing? Or which
yeah.
one? Really?
Yeah. Because all the way at the bottom, and you've seen a lot of posts.
It is like... sorry to cut you off, but it is like there's an agenda behind that.
Well, there's always an agenda to everything.
No, but that's like that's like not just a political agenda. That's like a.
And she's known to be a funder to the Democrats and to obviously to the left, right? Okay. So, in anything, going back to his point, there definitely is an agenda. Whatever side you're on, So to your, seeing through the fog, seeing through the nonsense, and what he's mentioning is, seeing it in other states and just having that perspective, because we're not boots on the ground in New York and some of the other states where these things are happening.
All right, last call. Hotline. We're doing good. Who's this? Where are you calling from?
Man, I'm calling from the Midwest.
The Midwest. What's going on? What do you talk to us?
So I'm gonna play devil advocate, man.
Here we go.
I'm gonna keep it real with you, and I know this is what you want to hear. Guys,
let's go.
No. The reason why I say it is because you guys are hearing, California, West Coast Mexicans, and you keep telling your people, hey, it's people from Alabama. It's people, not no goddamn redneck Alabama. It's people in the Midwest that don't agree with you guys.
Right.
Like the caller that just said it. The blacks out there in California, they different than the Midwest and the East Coast and the rest of the country. The whole West Coast is different.
Yeah, for sure.
And most of us don't agree with it. I want to know, and I'm like you, I look at a lot of things and I travel a lot. What's the solution? Because the issue that a lot of people have with it is you guys are forgetting, and Tom Horton, the orders are, he even said, yes, our priority is people that have crime. But you have to remember, if you cross this goddamn border, you broke the damn law.
Yeah, but it's a misdemeanor.
You guys seem entitled, where it's like, you guys got that ego over there.
No,
where it's like, we'll forget that law.
I get what you're saying. Let's get into it now. Crossing the border is a misdemeanor. That is the law. If you look at the law on the books, no. It would be like me saying, "Hey, my man, you ran a red light. You're a criminal." Only because you ran a red light doesn't make you a criminal. You made an infraction. So if you want that changed, then change that law. It is an infraction. It is not a crime. That does not make you a criminal. Coming back the second time after you got deported, then yes, now you are a criminal and you should. It is what it is. I can't argue with that. But to go after regular people, it would be like, I don't know, somebody in your family that's selling stuff illegally. They go and raid your house and they take grandma, they take everybody, they treat you guys like shit. They treat everybody like they're criminals.
I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Yeah, let's do it.
You come from the streets. You lived that life before. If anybody know about the raid, it's hard for us to show sympathy because I come from a city where it's nothing but raids and indictments. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I think they coddling you guys. You see what they did to coddling you guys. When they come for a raid, usually they kicking in the door. I mean, you can watch the old shows from Cops in the 90s. When they come for a raid, they kick in the goddamn door. They come at 6 a.m. in the morning, 5 a.m. in the morning, and your house is getting kids in there and everything, calling your mama up.
I think the reason is not that it doesn't seem that bad here, or why you think it doesn't look the same, is because what they know what they're doing is wrong. So they're not gonna be super loud about it. You know, they're coming in, they're coming to people's houses and they're taking people. They're not supposed to be doing that without warrants and shit like that. And they're just doing it. So that's why it's like it's more subtle. They're trying to.
But it's not even that, caller. They're doing this. They're running up on people. They're running up on people and just saying, "Come on, you look illegal." That's against the law, bro.
That's fucking wrong.
That's like somebody running up to a brother saying, "You look like a dope dealer." Come on, like, no, where's my due process? Is that what we're saying? There is no due process.
At the end of the day, Gil, I'm gonna keep it real with you.
You always do.
We've been always arguing that as our people, blacks, and then at the same time, that is how it is. I mean, that's why I say the West Coast. You guys are even leaning on law. You got to remember, you guys were the first state that legalized THC, and I'm not gonna lie, I come to the West Coast all the time. You guys homeless. It's even different than our home.
Yeah, because you get sent all your homeless over here.
Other states send them out here for sure.
No, we have homeless here, and it's a lot of homeless.
Absolutely.
New York, Chicago, but you guys just have a entitlement and this and this. Cops over here, yes, you get caught with a goddamn bag of weed. It's like Mexico. All that well, man, damn, it's just a blunt. I've seen something on YouTube today. And the guy, and he was a Hispanic guy. I think he was a Mexican guy. Believe he was from Texas. You know, like I said, I look at all of them, the conservative and the leftist.
Right.
and this was a conservative dude, and he like, my people, I don't know why they doing this, because I'm letting you know right now, if you were in Mexico City or in a Mexican town, waving the Nigerian flag, the Jamaican flag, the Brazilian flag, the Canadian flag, and saying, yeah, fuck Mexico, fuck the president, fuck the Spaniard president, fuck Mexico. With a foreign flag, you wouldn't have to worry about the police. The community would have beat the dog mess out.
Facts, bro. Hey, caller, I
So
appreciate
let's
it.
keep it, and this is what one's looking at it as. We can't go to y'all countries and do that.
No, I completely agree with you, bro, and that's why it's good that you're calling, because you're showing people that other people feel different, and that's why we're trying to have these conversations. But we're gonna cut out. You got 10 seconds, my man.
All right. I believe in protest. I believe I'm not knocking what your people are doing. I do believe in protest. I'm glad that they fighting for something.
That's right.
But what they're fighting for, I would like to know you guys' solution. But the solution of, we want you guys to go after the criminals, but at the same time, people that's over here already illegal, leave them alone. I don't think a lot of people are going with that.
Okay, for sure.
At all.
Respect your opinion, brother.
All right.
Thank you, my man. You have a great night. All right, I think it was a great show, bro.
A great show, yeah. Definitely a testy show.
This is a heavy topic, man. If we really wanted to, we'd be here for 5-6 hours.
For sure.
And we still wouldn't get through everything and everybody.
Man, God bless everybody. I think everybody out there stay safe. Obviously represent the right way. Let your voice be heard. Use your First Amendment. And love each other.
That's right. Yeah, God bless everybody out there, man. Stay safe, man. Power to the people.
Yeah, definitely. Raza, stay safe out there. God bless all of you. I hope y'all appreciate us coming up here and having these, uncomfortable conversations for y'all, man. But it's important that we do this in the community. God bless everybody. Have a good night.
That's right.